Hello everyone, welcome to another movie. Today we will be reviewing the Playseat Challenge. Playseat is a Dutch company founded in 1998 with a manufacturing department in China. It is one of the major players on the market and also known on a global scale, largely due to their brilliant marketing department and pioneering in the racing sim gaming seats. When you look at the market the first time to purchase a gaming rig for that bit of extra immersion during racing, you will certainly come across the Playseat Challenge. It is being advertised as the sim racing cockpit solution for those who have a limited budget and space. The steering wheel base can only be tilted up and down, and for my own taste, no matter how you configure the rest of the chair, the steering wheel comes too close to the chest. The space between the knees and the underside of the wheelbase is sufficient, but I can imagine taller people having some issues with touching the underside. The chair itself has numerous ways of configuring. There are Velcro straps on the sides to lower the height of the entire rig, straps under the knees to adapt the angle of the front of the chair, and a strap under the seat to sit higher or lower. At the back, another Velcro is placed for lumbar support, which is a nice extra in my opinion. The pedal fixture was designed on a Friday afternoon with happy hour at 6. This could have been improved in so many ways. For a pedal base made of plastic with only 2 pedals, it is sufficient, both to use and store, but any deviation of this results in some frustration. The mechanism is reliant on a metal bar stopping the pedals to move forwards and a Velcro band to put around the base of the pedals and the 2 bars of the pedal holder. Because I attach the band as low as possible to make sure I still have some Velcro being attached, it is prone to slide off. This could have been tackled by making the band already 5 cm longer, but that still wouldn't help when the pedals are in storage mode. The metal bar that holds the pedals from being pushed away when in use does not have a ledge on it, meaning there is only the band that holds it in place, which is fine when it lays horizontally. Bars where the pedals lay atop are covered in a foam, which is good, but it should have been a rubber to increase the friction and decrease the movement of the pedals. One thing that did surprise me for the pedals were the plastic screws that let you regulate the distance of the pedals from the rest of the chair. They looked flimsy but didn't even budge under the heavy foot of my 7-year-old daughter. Well done on that part. All in all, aside from the points I mentioned before and keeping in mind the price and the folding feature, I think the riding position can be adapted to most of the people out there, so a solid 3.5 out of 5 for this. When I first saw the chair, I had my doubts about the sturdiness. However, once you sit in it, it feels remarkably solid. The fabric is made of Alcantara or lookalike and feels very premium. The steel tubes are powder coated black and so far I don't see any heavy scratches on it. To easily get in and out of the chair, Playseat implemented a tilting mechanism where you can tilt the entire wheelbase to the left side and slide into the chair. You can then tilt the base back and lock it in place with a rotating cylinder. To make sure the chair doesn't topple over with this action, a retractable foot has been added in the front legs. If you're like me, you'll forget this once or twice. In all, a very basic and efficient way of getting in and out. The chair is rather low to the ground, so getting out is a bit of a challenge, especially after some hours behind the wheel. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that this chair is made for budget wheel bases. There is quite some slack when you move the steering wheel. I would not recommend this chair for steering wheels that have a bit more torque, so the build quality is not bad, with a good choice of material, but has some highlights. 4 out of 5. One of the features I really like, if you can call it a feature, is that you don't have a wheel support base arm between your legs. Especially with 3 pedals, this becomes very hard, so in theory, if the pedal base holder would be any better, this is a certain upgrade versus a slightly more expensive Playseat Evolutions. For cable management, a generous amount of Velcro straps has been provided. These can simply be tied to the chair and guide the cables down via the frame. Another big plus that makes it more unique than other bases is the fact that it's foldable. Deployed, the dimensions for the seats are approximately, depending on the settings, 130 cm length, 96 cm height and 53 cm width. This can be folded to a package of 40 cm length, 123 cm height and 53 cm width. This combined with the fact that it's very light and quickly folded out makes it the best choice for those not willing to sacrifice any space but do want to have some sort of immersion when racing. For features I would give it a 4 out of 5, largely due to the foldability. Good luck finding any. I found a metal bar to attach a shifter. Not quite sure how it attaches, but like with all metal bars with hole in it, I'm sure there is a screw you can use to attach it to. Playseat does have a lot of other options like a monitor stand, a carpet and so on, but none are really usable in the concept of a foldable sim rig. So here a pretty low score of 2 out of 5. The price fluctuates between €189 and €229, and with this it is situated in the absolute entry level of gaming rigs. The price is very fair in comparison with other similar setups like the next level FGT Lite. It is one of the cheapest solutions out there, but still rather expensive for what it actually is. Unfortunately, this can be said about many of the sim rigs out there. Nonetheless, it is a seat that many sporadic racing enthusiasts will be able to use for quite some time, and it also holds its value well on the secondary market due to its immense popularity. So another 3.5 out of 5 for price. The end verdict for this chair. This is the best entry-level chair out there for those that don't want the rig to take up space. It's built decent enough for most entry-level wheelbases, and with some handiness, the pedal issue can be solved easily. The end score is a 3.4 out of 5. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you got something from it, and subscribe if you want to see any future reviews. The next upcoming review is the German Race Room R3055. I will see you all next movie.